So the food that we do is modern European is the best way to describe it. It takes a lot of, I got a lot of influences from the restaurants that I worked, like the Fat Duck and a few others that are quite experimental with the way that they come up with the food and the ideas. It's also seasonal, so we're dictated by what's around rather than using things that are not in season. We like to use the best ingredients that we can, so working with people like Linwood's for the fish. We've got a very good meat supplier, we've got very good veg suppliers, all within season, all within London, or within the UK at least. And what we do different is that we like to come up with different ways of combining ingredients that people would not necessarily have seen or not necessarily think that it would work. But once they taste the food, they're like, oh wow, it's amazing. I didn't know that coffee would go with carrots. And then we use modernist techniques of cooking, like sous vide cooking, using a lot of different, what they call the modern pantry ingredients to just come up with different, like hot ice creams, hot jellies, things like that. We have a little twist on all the dishes that bring it to a bit more modern, contemporary feel, but it's always European. You know, my background is French food from the Cordon Bleu, but I take influences from Portugal where I was born, Spanish, Italian, and then also sometimes Asian food comes into play. So modern European, sometimes global inspiration. So as a company, we're trying to establish 3 fronts of business, let's say. So one of them being private dining, where we go into people's houses and we can do anything from a buffet to canapes to a formal full-on sit-down meal. So the idea is that we bring the restaurant to your house. We'll bring the front of house staff, we'll bring all the catering equipment, the service, whatever's needed, and then we'll provide you an amazing meal. Clean up after that, and then we'll be out of it, and it's like we were never there. And then you can, just take the time off to enjoy a drink with your friends and some really good food. That's one side of it. So private dining. We also do events, so anything from weddings to whatever the case might be within the private dining sort of thing. The next front, like I said, was the pop-ups, where we want to try and do some here in our own venue, and then we have other venues around London that we work with to kind of change the feel and the dynamic and the theme of every dinner or lunch or whatever we happen to be doing. And then the other side of it that we like to get into is developing our own delicatessen product and working with different shops. We do actually have a butcher's that is interested in having our products, so type of Scotch eggs, terrines, pâtés, ready-made sauces, so people can go in, buy the meat, and then take the sauce ready with them, or something as simple as a salt cure or something that they can season the meat with, and then other deli products, and have them in selected shops. In this case, is a butcher's with a deli. Yeah, that'll be the 3 main things that we're going to be focusing on at the beginning.